Good morning. My mom and I are up here sitting in the car at the end of the Ute Trail East, sitting up here off Trail Ridge Road. And the original plan was to hike it along the Tombstone Ridge out to Timberline Pass, and then we were going to bushwhack it over to this high point. However, the wind is whipping right now. It's blowing the car around. So we think we're going to bail on this. We're probably going to go back down Trail Ridge Road and hike something like Deer Mountain. And a quick shout out to Chris and Tessie, who are also Patreons and supporters of the channel. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we couldn't talk for too long because that wind was atrocious. And we're down here at the Deer Mountain Trailhead, located inside Rocky Mountain National Park. And this is a pretty popular trailhead. Official start time, 7:30. And this wind out here is whipping. And instead of taking it up the standard trail, we're going to instead stay to the left and take it all the way around to the east side of the mountain and then hike it up that way. And this is going to be a lot longer. And that's going to be Deer Mountain right there in front of us. And then right here on the hillside, there are a bunch of elk. And we can hear them bugling. You hear that? And there's the whole herd right up there. He's going after him again. Chasing that young one away. Oh, here he comes again. He's going to challenge. Here he comes. He's going to get it. And you get some awesome views on this part of the trail. Beautiful. And that's looking over at Sundance Mountain, Chapin, Chiquita, and Ypsilon. And we're coming up to a trail split, and I believe if you take the left, that will lead down into Horseshoe Park. We don't want that though. We're going to stay to the right and keep hiking around Deer Mountain. We're getting some nice fall colors along this trail. It's really pretty. And so far, we've pretty much been coming down the entire time. And like my mom was saying, whatever goes down must go up. So we're going to get it here on this east side of the mountain. And this Deer Mountain is full of ticks. So if you're going to do this in the early summer, I would just expect to pick up one or two on this hike. It's like no matter how hard I try to not even touch the grass, I still get them. And that's looking over at McGregor Mountain with the needles behind it. And it looks like we've got another elk herd right here about 100 yards ahead of us. I can see them right down there. And that's going to be the third group of elk on this hike. Yeah, they're close. And then right behind us here, That's looking up at Deer Mountain. And we're getting around this thing. This trail along here is nice. And we're moving pretty quickly on it. We're getting ready to hit a nice little band of, looks like golden baby aspen trees. Yeah, so far this hike has been really nice. And of course, we haven't seen a single person over here. Yeah, nobody does this part of the trail. Yeah, this is really pretty through here. This part of the trail that goes around the north side of Deer Mountain is deceptively long. I just looked at the GPS to see how far we'd come. We're like maybe a third of the way around it. I'm like, oh my goodness, we've still got a ways to go. Walking through tunnels of gold. Ooh, yeah. Amazing. I didn't realize there were this many aspen trees over here. It's a nice little aspen surprise. And so far we have done 0 elevation gain on this part of the trail. However, I think that's about to change. And I thought we were going to be up on the Ute Trail, so I wore all my cold weather gear, got my heavy pants on, my thermal underlayer, and I'm burning up right now. It's a little toasty down here. I just checked the GPS again, and it looks like we're roughly halfway around this north side of the mountain. So we're getting there. And that's looking out to Castle Mountain on the left. And then that little pointy thing sticking up is Old Man Mountain. And then as you can see, it connects to the ridge. And that's where we're heading. Way out there. And as we come around the corner, we can see that we're getting a lot closer to Deer Ridge over there. We need to stay on the trail, take it around, get up on the ridge, and then we can finally start taking it up to the top. Uh-oh. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Bigfoot, Karen. That means Bigfoot's been out here hiking Deer Mountain, and he had time to build that. That's an inside Bigfoot joke. The trail's getting a little nastier along this section. I just checked the GPS and it looks like we've got a long half mile to get up on the ridge. And the other problem with this trail right now is that we are continuing to go down. We need to stop going down and start going up this thing. And I think we're gonna start going up right here. I can see the trail shooting up. And we've made it up onto Deer Ridge. And we're getting smashed with the wind. And that's the good news. The bad news is that from here, we're looking at over 1,300 vertical feet up to the summit of Deer Mountain. So that's going to be fun. Well, we can't say that this thing didn't give us a warm-up period. We've had nearly 5 miles of it. However, now it's time to grind. We need to take it straight up to the summit. We found a pretty good spot on a real steep section of the trail that's getting us out of the wind a little tiny bit. But we're going to take a 5-minute break and I'm going to eat a pepperoni beef stick. Awesome views of Long's Peak. And I think that hiking up this east side of Deer Mountain is the way to do it. I think it's a lot more scenic over here. Plus, you're not going to hardly see any people. And this first straightaway really isn't too bad. We're not doing a ton of elevation gain along here. But then as soon as we hit the first corner, it switchbacks all the way up to the top. And we're only at about 8,800. The summit of Deer Mountain's well over 9,900. So we're going to have quite a bit of gain here in this last mile or so. Yeah, this is pretty along here. I thought we were going to be getting smashed by the wind through here, but it's really not too bad at all. Beautiful hike so far. No complaints. It's just a little longer than what I had planned for. And another thing with this hike is that there's no water on it. This is a dry mountain, as far as I know. So you're going to want to bring plenty of water with you. Did I do that today? No. I was planning on like a 5-mile hike, not a 10-mile hike. We hit the corner a while back and we're now hitting the switchbacks. I just checked the GPS and we're looking at about 900 more vertical feet up to the summit. And we just got to get up there, and then the rest of it should all be downhill. Yeah, this is like going up the first hill on a roller coaster. We just got to get up there and then whee all the way down. You're like, what are you, one of the little piggies? No, it's like being on a roller coaster. We've got to be like well over 6 miles into this thing. We just hit 9,500 vertical feet, and these switchbacks are getting a lot shorter. You know you're nearing the end of the switchbacks when they start getting really short. They're like 15 yards long, and then you hit the corner. And we're approaching 9,600 vertical feet. And we're getting pretty close to popping out on the little summit area up there. However, we're still going to have a little bit to go once we get up there. But at least we'll be done with the switchback part. And this is going to be the end of the switchbacks right here. Hit that turn, take it up, hit that turn, and then boom, we're up there. And we should get a little bit of a break. All right, we popped out onto the upper part of the mountain. We've just come up and over 9,600. And we're looking at about 4 more tenths of a mile out to the trail split. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're pretty much in survival mode right now. We're just trying to get up and over this mountain. Getting up to the actual summit is secondary right now. Our main goal is just to make it back to the car. And the biggest risk with this route is just having the energy to get up and over the mountain. Because once you hike all the way around to the east side of it, there's no easy way to get back. And once you start up the incline, it's best to just keep going up and over. But if you gas out, you're gonna have a bad time. All right, and we've made it up here to the trail split. To the left will take you up to the summit. That's another 2 tenths of a mile with roughly a 150-foot elevation gain. Or you can stay to the right and take it another 2.8 miles down to the trailhead. And although we're thirsty, hungry, tired, and we just want to sit down for a few minutes, we're going to push on and take it all the way up to the summit. And I am not joking when I say that this entire last 2 tenths of a mile up to the summit is all steps. The whole thing, from start to finish, all steps. We're so close, so close. All right, and we're up here. Summit, Deer Mountain. And it's just now 11:35, so that took us 4 hours and 5 minutes. All right, Deer Mountain. Boom, got it. And just to make it official, boop. And this is the view right here. Unbelievable. And then that big open area down there is going to be Moraine Park. Amazing. And these are the views from our spot, looking down onto Estes Park. Amazing. All right, it's just now 12:15, and we've been up here on the summit of Deer Mountain for about 40 minutes or so, but I am completely out of water, so it's time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. Let's take it on back. And I don't know what was worse, going up those stairs or coming down them. That felt like it took forever to come down them. But we're finally back down here to the trail split. 2.8 miles down to the trailhead. And we have been going uphill for the past half mile or so. I mean, what in the hell is even this? I thought we were going to be going downhill. And we're getting a few more aspens on the way down. I'm not complaining about that. Looks like we've got the afternoon clouds rolling in. It's getting a little dark out here, but I think we're looking good. We should be back down to the trailhead in no time. I thought the wind had stopped, but I was wrong. And we're just about off the switchbacks. I think we've got one more corner left, and then it's going to be a straightaway all the way back down to the trailhead. And this is a pretty tough hike. I was not mentally prepared for this today, so it kind of caught me off guard. Yeah, I thought we were going to do like a 5-miler. Then it was too windy, so we came down and we thought we were just going to do the standard trail up to Deer Mountain and back, which is like 6 miles. But then once we got on the trail, we decided to go all the way around the mountain. And we've just come around the final corner, and we're on the last straightaway down to the trailhead. I can see the cars down there. I think we're looking at about 3/4 of a mile. We are hiking past the original trail split, which means we have completed the loop. All right, almost done with this thing. All right, and we've made it back to the Deer Mountain trailhead. It is just now 1:35, so that took an hour and 20 minutes to come down from the summit. Took us 4 hours and 5 minutes to get up there, 120 down. And I'm just guessing, but that's got to be right around 10 miles with at least a 1,500 foot elevation gain. Well, we hope you enjoyed that hike, and until the next one, y'all, peace.